Hello friends, how are you? Now today we are discussing about the bone and drum with the ulna. First of all, we have to know about the situation where the ulna is situated in the upper limb. For that we must have clear concept about the forearm region. That means the region between the elbow joint and the wrist joint. And in this region, as you see in this figure, medial sided bone is called ulna and lateral sided bone is called radius. Another view, that is the palm view. If the palm faces anteriorly, then on the last finger side the ulna is situated, and on the thumb side the radius is situated. This bone is a typical bone because its head is in the lower end or the lower part of the bone. Now how can we determine the side of the bone, whether it is right sided or left sided? For that we have to know about the trochlear notch, about the radial notch, and about the styloid process. In the upper part, as you see in this figure, this is trochlear notch. This trochlear notch faces anteriorly. This is radial notch, which faces laterally in the upper part, and in the lower part, this is the styloid process, which is situated posteromedially. Now about the parts of the ulna. Ulna is divided into three parts: upper end, shaft, and lower end. In the upper end, there are two processes. One is the olecranon process, which is a hook-like process. This is a hook-shaped process that is called olecranon process, which projects upwards and bends forwards at its upper end, and it forms a hook-like projection. Another process is coronoid process, that is called shelf-like process, which is situated on upper and anterior part of the shaft. Ulnar tuberosity, which is a rough area. See, this area is the ulnar tuberosity, which is lying just below or anterointerior aspect of the coronoid process of ulna. Now, in the ulna, there are two articular areas. First is the trochlear notch. This notch is formed by the olecranon process and the coronoid process. This notch is in between the olecranon process anterior surface and coronoid process superior surface. And this trochlear notch articulates with trochlea of humerus, which is situated in the lower part of the humerus. Another articular area, that is a radial notch. This radial notch is situated on the lateral side in the upper part, and it articulates with medial surface of head of radius, and it forms superior radio-ulnar joint. As I told you earlier that in the forearm region there are two bones, ulna and radius. Ulna is on the medial side, so it articulates with the radius on the lateral side, that is with the help of the radius notch, and it forms the superior radio-ulnar joint. One more structure is present, that is called supinator crest. It is a small depressed area. This is a supinator crest. This is a small depressed area which is present just below a radial notch. Now about the second part of the bone, that is the shaft. The shaft have different borders and different surfaces. First of all, about the borders, the entry border, which begins from the lower and medial part of the ulnar tuberosity, then it runs down up to the base of styloid process. Another border is the posterior border, which begins from the apex of the triangular area of the posterior surface of olecranon process. Then it runs down up to the lower end, up to the styloid process. So this is the extent of the posterior border from olecranon process to styloid process. Third border is the lateral or introsseous border. Why the name is given introsseous border, that we have to know. Introsseous, interosseous means this border is very close to the same type of the border which is present in the another bone. In the upper limb, in the forearm region, the ulna and radius, they are situated in one compartment. So this border is called introsseous border. This bone is a medial sided bone, so the introsseous border is on the opposite side, that is the lateral side. In the radius, it is a lateral sided bone, so the introsseous border is on medial side. So both the borders which are very sharp, the another identification of this bone is the sharpness. And why sharpness? Because of the presence of the introsseous membrane, which is responsible for attachment of the borders or the introsseous border of both the bones. So lateral or introsseous border of ulna, which begins from the supinator crest, then it runs down up to the head of ulna. Now about the surfaces. Two surfaces is in this picture. Anterior surface, which is in between the anterior border and the medial border, that's anterior surface, and the medial surface is between the anterior and posterior borders. Next surface is posterior surface. The posterior surface of ulna is situated in between posterior and lateral or introsseous borders. This posterior surface is further divided into two. This marking gives the division of the posterior surface into two compartments by a vertical ridge. Medial is larger, lateral is smaller. This is lateral one, which is smaller. This is medial one, which is larger. Third part of the bone, that is the lower head. The strange bone ulna, where the head is in lower part. It lies laterally and it articulates with the radius bone. This is the head of the ulna which articulates with the radius bone and it forms inferior radio-ulnar joint. Styloid process, it is on the back side, which is on the posteromedial aspect, and it is marked by a vertical groove which is present between the styloid process and the head of ulna. Both are separated from each other by a vertical groove. This is about the bone anatomy of the ulna. Thank you.